What up? How's it going? Hope everybody's having a good night. Let's learn some shit, huh? Who's out there? See a few of you. Fogman. Do you listen to the new podcast, Fogman? Did a fun one today, man. We did it yesterday. It came out today. Alright, donation addresses are up. It's not expected, but it is appreciated. I don't know if anybody has some major things they want me to go over tonight. I am willing to do anything. One thing I forgot to mention earlier when I announced I was going to go live is I really wanted to go over my loss last week. Hey John, what's up? Johnny Cash. I think altogether, like long alerts and high riskers, I think I'm like 30-3 or something like that. And I had a loss last week. Not very happy about it. So I want to go over TiVo. TiVo was a loss. I want to go over it. And I want to kind of see what I did. Was there anything I missed? I know of one big thing I missed. I didn't really miss it. I overlooked it. I decided that it was... We'll see. All right. No, I didn't. No, it was there until this afternoon. Nice. Nice. That's a good one. I actually got Sam to appreciate hip-hop. Actually, more than appreciate it. Like, legit like it. That's cool. All right, so I guess I'm going to start with spreads. Fogman put in our live chat. I guess I should say, since this channel, rewind a little bit here. This channel has got a few different things on it. It's got card breaks, it's got the Music Period podcast, and also has live videos. For anyone, I hope everyone joins in, and we get some newcomers. You got to push them to off the charts trading. It's where I learned to trade. It's where a lot of us who are going to be chatting in here. It's where they learn to trade. My name is Fitz. I call option alerts, and then they are historically successful, and I'm doing these videos so that I can kind of show the members and hopefully new people what we do at Off the Charts Trading and what I'm looking for. It's not just me. We've got a couple other moderators that are world class, best traders I know. I'm not just saying that. And plus some of the members in there are very, very, very skilled. Almost anyone listening to this. So if you're just tuning in, maybe you're watching this later, you're not watching the live stream, check out Off the Charts Trading. You can comment right on the video. I'll find you. You can also email me at dfitzjr, dfitzjr83@gmail.com, and I will gladly show you the way to our Discord server. All right. So the request to go over spreads, so debit spreads. I am not a spread expert. I will say that right away. I went through a little phase where I was messing with them a lot, and I had some success, but I guess they didn't like really tickle that part of me that like gets excited about trading. Every now and then I do like to put a I like to put a spread on like SPY or VIX. And the cool thing about the debit spread is it can considerably lower the amount that you're putting into a trade, like if relative to the contract that you would be buying. You can lower that cost. And the only thing to that is if you're doing a spread, it'll cap what you can actually profit on it. So we'll just run through a really quick SPY. We'll go to the option chain. Let's say we were going to get a spread for Friday. We'll close it up to 25 strikes. If you're watching, let me know. So say you want a 390, let's just go a little bit in the money. Say you want a 395 call, all right? So you'd be paying like $322 for that call. Now how do you get in and play this call for a little bit cheaper? Well, what you can do, since you own, if you bought that 395, you can sell the 260, the 210, the 164, and you can create a spread. Now the cool thing about a spread is say you get a 395 and then sell the 396, so you can profit off each spread. So you bought one contract, so you bought one contract, sold one contract, you can make $100. Right? It's the spread. So if you bought a 395 and sold a 400, your max profit is 500. That's kind of the easiest way to explain it. The cool thing about thinkorswim as well is you can go up to vertical and it will create spreads for you. Now the thing about spreads is they have a wide bid and ask. This is actually kind of like tame, like a 5-cent bid ask spread. It's pretty good, especially on a spread. Usually when I pay spreads, I'll just watch for a little while. You can see the bids and asks kind of bouncing back and forth all over the place. And typically the ask, as with anything, the ask is what the seller is asking for. So that's what it's worth. If you were on Robinhood right now and looking at that spread in particular, like say I don't know, do they have like a spread chain? I don't know, but you would see like say on this one, the 396, 397, you would see a 50 on the Robinhood chain because they show the mark. The mark is the average between the bid and the ask. So if I wanted to get in this and I wanted to have a $100, so basically, say you got in it at 50 for the 396 to 397, you would be going for like say, all right. So basically, you get in at 50, you have a 100% profit opportunity because that spread can only go to $1. All right, especially if you're messing around with. A lot of times when I play spreads, I'm even thinking about like holding till expiration, because if you hold till expiration, you get the max profit. I've done that a few times, works out pretty nicely. Typically, like because you need that to close over 397 to get max expiration, it needs to expire over 397. So on Friday, SPY would have to close over 397. I should say that SPY, VIX, there's a few other ones, their options will continue trading after close for 15 minutes. And one time I had a SPY spread that closed under my strike, but then in that 15 minutes it went over it. Didn't matter, didn't count. Lost it all. I was so pissed. So yeah, you want that spread to get to $1, basically. Now you can see up here in the money, you're saying, Fitz, why is the ask at 129? That will level out. So right now it's just so spread out. So basically it's weird because that is like worth, you know, whatever the middle of that is, 6 to 130. So 70, 35. So like 95 cents, between 90 and 95 cents right there. Because you're so far in the money. Hey Carmine, what's up? So basically, to look at it like this, you got your 396, you're buying that, you're selling that, so that's only going to cost you the 50 cents. 260 minus 210, and that's where the 50 comes in. All right. If you're gonna do it on Robinhood, I'm ignorant to Webull. I don't know how they do it. I don't know if they have a spread chain or anything like that. But I know anytime I've traded spreads on Robinhood, I think you can set it up as a spread. I know that sometimes people will buy and then sell. So when you look at your trades, they're separated, and that's really okay. That's fine. Because even though you have it as a spread, you can still close out the separate trades. You just have to close the one you're short, the one you sold first, before you can close out the one that you're. Because then you'd be naked at that point. Like say you, I guess unless you have margin, I'm pretty sure that you can do whatever the hell you want as long as your margin is big enough. Account size is big enough. But I would not suggest going naked or anything like that. I don't think that's anything I'll ever do. I'm sure there's some of you that mess with that. I do not. And put spread would be the same. Like say you wanted to buy the 396 and sell the 395, you're going to end up getting into that for a lot cheaper than say 304, and you would want that to close under the 395 at expiration. Say you bought a spread for like 2 weeks out. I've seen this happen quite a bit. It's like you buy that spread for 2 weeks out, and all of a sudden you're down at 393, and you're like, why aren't I at max profit? Why aren't I really high? It's because there's still so much time left that the option is factoring in. The option is, oh, that's cool. Johnny just posted the Webull setup in the live video chat in the Discord. Sweet. If I'm not mistaken, that's way better than Robinhood. I haven't been on Robinhood in a while, especially with options. I have some Doge on Robinhood. It's the only thing I got on there. Actually, a couple Litecoin, I think, too. That's pretty cool. Maybe I gotta check out Webull. Johnny, you doing that small account challenge? I might join you with that. That could be fun. Oh, all right, sorry. Yeah, so people are like, hey man, my spread, I need it under 395. All of a sudden I'm at 393. My first question is, how much time you got left? You know, you're probably doing well. I'm sure you're up, but you're not gonna very soon. Sweet. You're not gonna have that full profit opportunity. Hey Salah, what's going on, man? Webull keeps getting better. It's good to know. I have it. I have an account. I'm not. I don't trade on it. I just set it up when it came out. Got the free stock. Can't remember what the hell it was. Sold it. So yeah, spreads are a lot. Spreads are a lot to dig into, and the way that I call options for the server, it's just so different from this, you know, especially with the high riskers where we're looking for quick profits. Like Johnny said the other day, their best played is quick profit opportunities, and spreads aren't that. Spreads aren't quick profit opportunities. Spreads are best played. You know, there's a different spread for everything. Like if you go look in that live video, the thing that Johnny posted, that's so many different kinds of spreads, and there is so many more, so many more. I really, 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 thanks Robert, I appreciate that, man. I really, I lost my train of thought. I really tried to dig into like, because there's different spreads for like every different scenario. Like there's spreads you can do if you think a stock's just gonna like stay in line, stuff like that. They're good long game stocks, and I've found myself trying to catch spreads like guessing where SPY's gonna close. Like I think SPY's gonna close into the week, and like playing like an overnighter spread. And sometimes it works. You're just gonna be getting small profit off of it. Like say if I were to play a Wednesday spread, I'd go in here, I'd even use one that TD has it all set up. Say I wanted to go in the money, I figured it was going to close over 394. I could maybe get this at like 80. All right, so I'm going for like 20%. You know, like maybe a 10-15 if I want to sell right before close. You know, something like that. It's not bad for quick little grabs like that. It's just not something that I mess around with completely. Between Craig's alerts and the small account experiment, that's up like 50%, and between calling high riskers, looking for long term. I meant to look for long term plays, kind of like MO and BP before it, but I didn't have time today, so I just called a couple high riskers. All right, so we can dig into spreads more. I wouldn't even mind touching a little bit on every single video. It's completely fine. I just, every time I've tried to bring spreads into the server, because there used to be an alerts channel, all that, it just doesn't really seem like people are that interested. Like with the spread part, like Johnny put in a channel, and there's a few, I know like Noriko and Smooth Health Rob, like they really mess with like covered calls and covered spread, and then those are cool. Those are fun things. They're you know, that's almost like how options were intended to be used. Options, the way that I call them, it's almost like a glitch in the game. It's almost like a shortcut cheat. I don't think that options were really intended to be played the way that I've set up my scanners, and that we all trade them. Especially like a same week. Like I imagine that there's traders out there, like old heads and Wall Street people who are like, you trade what? It's like, well, I mean, check out the results. I know when I came up with the scanner, I mentioned Matt. He was me before me. He was our first option alert guy in the server, and when I started messing around with same weekers, it was like, you're insane. Why are you doing that? And I kind of he was the guy. He was the guy who knew options before I did. So I was like, yeah, maybe he's right. Maybe this is insane. I don't know. But then I started messing with the scanners, and I just started seeing these results, and I was like, Jesus Christ, I think he might be wrong. He's a good guy and he knows his stuff, but man, the results speak for themselves. Okay. So phasing, that's spreads. We can go over it any time you want, Rob. We can text Fogman. We can DM. We can text. We can do whatever, man. If you want to, maybe I set up like an actual video. Maybe I think maybe I can simulate some trades, and I can kind of show. I think Thinkorswim actually has a cool thing where you can go on demand, and you can go back in time, and you can kind of trade the day. It's cool practice, and we can mess with that. I'm an innovator, and we can mess with spreads at any time. And if more and more people want to get into it, I'm more than willing to put some focus there. Yeah, I appreciate that, Fogman, for saying that you get it, because I'm rambling on about it. Cool. Like I said, we can dig in more into it later if you want. All right. Phasing out was the next question I had. How do you phase out? And it's really um, the plan that I'm working on now is um, I want to stress that Johnny was right about the same weakers, that they are meant for quick profit plays. That's how I've been preaching them. That's how the write up is written in the channel, the disclaimer channel. If you trade the high riskers and you haven't read that, you're crazy. Please read that. Um, I am just looking for a way to play them differently. Hey, Adam Wilson. How you doing, man? It's all good. Um, I'm just looking for a way to trade them a little bit differently. I don't. It's crazy how many times I see an alert that I made on a Monday, and then I sell on a Tuesday for even 100%. I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. And then I look on a Friday and I see 600% from the optional, and I'm like, Jesus Christ! Like I don't really typically. I've done a really good job. I like when I started, man, I was so emotional and so crazy, and just it would ruin days, and I wouldn't sleep, and I really, really take that trade like a robot thing to heart. I really do, because it's the only way I've made this work, because I would drive myself insane with all the stuff, the profits you leave on the table, the big losses you take. This trading game is insane. It's crazy. It's such a test of your mind. Um, the execution and stuff, you can learn that, you can practice that, but getting out of your own head and trying to figure out, you know, do I sell this? Do I not sell this? What's going on? And so I always just wanted to just, I always say, like, it's the only way that you can control the market. It's the only way is to sell when you are comfortable selling, you know, take your money while it's there. Um, just follow your plan. Make a plan before you get in and say, okay, this is what I'm doing. And as long futures just went green, by the way. 9:30 at night, futures went green. Um, the plan is really the biggest part, and we're always preaching that in here. And you know, I catch myself sometimes like being like, oh, that's a good trade. You get in, and then I realize, shit, I don't have a plan. What the hell am I doing in this thing? And I'm like, guess I'm not. 90% mental for sure, man. It might even be higher, but yeah, it's definitely that, at least that high. Um, it's the hardest part. So if you ever feel bad because you're feeling a little nutty and your head is swimming and you're not sure what to do, you're not alone at all. Every single person watching this right now, or every single person in the Discord, we have all felt it. I've felt it. Craig has felt it. Vic has felt it. Donis, Johnny, we all have. You know, I almost feel like we should talk about that more. Like I don't. Maybe we're at fault a little bit, because anytime somebody complains about missing out on some profits, we're like, yeah, but you got profit, so whatever. It's really, we all know it's really not that easy. But anyway, to get back to my point, I really felt like I've gotten to a point in my trading life where I was like, I'm fine. I can see something run, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. But now I want to look at it like, what can I do? What plan can I make to get more of that profit? You know, is there something I can do? So I came up with a plan, and you know, everybody, I think a lot of people in here phase out. Phasing out is basically just like, okay, say I have 10 contracts, I'm going to sell 4 at 100%, then I'm going to sell, you know, another 4 at 200%, and then I'm going to save 2, let it ride. Um, Maybe you know, come up with a plan then. And the cool thing about a plan, yeah, man. Carmine says if I don't make a plan soon, I'm gonna lose it. It's true, man. You know, it's the only way to control the emotional part of this, is to come up with a plan. I will tell you, I make a plan, I get in, I go, all right, I'm selling all of it at 100% because I'm not positive that it's going to go. How can you be positive, obviously? But I'm like, I'm not feeling good about it going up more than that. So I sell at 100. And say it runs to 200, 300%. I'm like, well, I followed my plan. I got 100%. There was a 300% move and I got 100% of it. Well, not 100% of it, you know what I mean. I got a third of that big move. And I'm happy with that because you can never know with certainty what the market is going to do and the way to control. Like, we have no control in this market. The market is never wrong. The market has never been wrong. It never will be wrong. Ever. We're wrong. So the only way to take control in the market is to make a plan and follow it. And that's how you beat the market. That's how you get into the market and you swim around unfazed. That's how you do it. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. Johnny is exactly right. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. It's just, minimizing losses and maximizing wins. That's it. So, what can I do to get more out of the high riskers? I'm not suggesting everybody do this because I would rather see, especially people who, maybe have a smaller account or are taking chances or maybe not as seasoned or as experienced. If you're going to play a high risker, take your money while it's there the next day. I happen to see these results and I'm tracking them all week and I go through and do the monthly results and all that stuff and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I can't believe that thing ended up going for 600%, 700%. And it's like, okay, well, how the hell can I get that? So I had the thought, I usually buy a decent chunk. I mean, I'm not crazy with the amount I buy, but say I buy 20 of something and I did it on a Monday. So that means I have 4 trading days left for that week. It expires on Friday. I have 4 trading days until it expires. So typically, a high risker is going to get you what? I don't know what the average is ridiculous for the week. It's like 200-300%, something like that for the. Like I said, I think I've had 3 losses, something like that. So if you're playing the averages and you're looking at the high risk of results, you can be not positive, but you can trust the numbers. There's a high probability that the thing is going to succeed. Unless my buddy Dustin gets into a play. D Crops doesn't talk much. He is on the server. Every time he plays, man, I'm telling you, he's my cooler. I don't know what it is. I told him, I was like, dude, if you play, shut your mouth. Don't even tell me that you play. I don't know what it is. Something I can't explain. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy enough to keep. I'm gonna buy enough so I can spread it over the week, and I'm gonna take each day individually. So GE, say I bought 20 GE today. Tomorrow, no matter what, I'm selling 5 contracts. Whether that 5 contracts is at 100%. Or what? Hey, there's Dustin right there. You're my cooler, dude. And it's annoying. Add 5% a day to your account every day, and you're a millionaire before you know it. Exactly. It's exactly true. So my thought process with the same weekers. And again, if you're watching this and you're not in the Discord, you gotta get in the Discord and check out the same weekers. We got that and much more. So, and I get 300% consistently. That's true. And it's crazy to even think about. It's crazy for me. I'm not going to lie. It's wild that these things are able to be that consistent. So, all right, so say I have 20 GE contracts. Tomorrow, no matter what, I'm selling 5 of those. I don't care if it goes up 50%, 20%, 30%, 100%. I'm going to watch the chart and I'm going to take tomorrow individually. So I don't have 20 contracts tomorrow with GE in my mind. I have 5, and I'm going to decide to do what, I'm going to decide what to do with those 5 contracts. If GE dips, or goes down or something like that, no matter what, obviously I'm going to read the charts. You can call audibles, but I am going to sell 5 contracts. If I sell at break even, okay, I took some money off the table. If I sell at a loss, okay, well, if GE keeps going down, then I've cut some losses. All right, I still have 15 going forward. How did I get so good? I'll explain that once I do appreciate that. So yeah, 15 contracts going forward, but I've taken a day off the table. So if it keeps on going down, I've taken some losses away. I've saved some losses. If it keeps on going up, then I can still catch some. And then I do the same thing on Wednesday. I have 5 contracts for Wednesday. I look at GE as a singular day, and I decide what I'm going to do with those 5 contracts. And then each day I'm going to have 5 contracts. So if it goes down, I cut losses. If it goes up, I gain money every single day. Something like, DBX last week, I would have made money each. I made money anyway. I did really well on that trade, as I hope a lot of people did. And I want to be able to take advantage of stuff like that. AAL, that was a massive dip on Tuesday, so I can see taking advantage of that. But if you're going to buy a dip, especially in the same weeker, man, I would only do it on a Tuesday, maybe a Wednesday. It can work out. Obviously, you can buy a dip on Thursday and it can still work out. It's just you're increasing your risk, and as long as you make a plan and you know what you're doing, you know the risk you're getting into, you can and you feel confident that you can manage that risk, and you can call audible, and that's an audible you feel comfortable calling. That's fine. And if you're gonna do stuff like that, don't feel uncomfortable to the point where you talk it out, put it in the pit. Even sometimes just typing it out can make you think about it clearer. So if I'm not available to answer right away, or Johnny's not available to answer right away, you can still, get your words, get your thoughts out. There's no such thing as a stupid question or anything like that on the server, ever. Right? So that's kind of my plan. I'm going with numbers. I'm going with the probability. I'm going with historical data on these same weekers. So I'm just going to try to maximize what I can get for the most part. Maximizing would just be like, all right, I'm going to hold it all till Friday. But that's not smart, right? It would only work on the ones that continuously grow. And say it pops on Wednesday and it gets all big, and then now I've got 10 contracts out and I've got 10 left, and Thursday and Friday are just a trickle down. Well, you just watch the chart. You take each day as a singular trade. And that's just what I'm going to do. I'm going to try it out. So yes, Johnny, you can call audibles, man. You know your trade's better than anybody. I know you're kidding. All right, so how did I get so good? Well, it didn't just happen. I tell you that. So a little under 4 years ago, I really dug in. Actually, it was like 3.5 years ago at this point, I guess. I quit drinking, and I needed something. So the first things I ever traded was crypto. I bought some Litecoin, I bought some Ethereum, I bought some Bitcoin. It was so cheap. It was so cheap. I think about what I had it at, and it makes me sick. But I needed something else. So I joined a couple pump groups. Got fucked in those pump groups. They're awful. So I started using StockTwits and traded DCTH and thought that I was king shit because I had got it right. In reality, all I did was buy yeah. Dustin, you're a gambler anyway, buddy. Gambler by nature. So yeah, DCTH, I bought, my strategy, my plan there was buy the cheapest contract on Robinhood and then I'll be rich. And I did really well. But then all of a sudden it was gone, and I was like, what the hell's going on here? So I started thinking, like, okay, so it's not just as easy as buy and hold. You know, it's kind of foolish that you got to realize that. But my first stock trade, I realized it. So that's where take your profits, not your money till it's yours. It got ingrained like real quick. So then I'm scrolling StockTwits, and this is where I found this place, Off the Charts Trading. We were roundtable trade team at that point, and all the moderators had like Lord and Sir names and stuff like that. And I remember thinking like, what the hell is this place? But the more and more I listened to, Vic was there, Craig was there, and there was a guy named JD who seemed to know what he was talking about, and Ben, and Donis, and he was the king. Donis was King Arthur, and these guys just seemed to know what they were doing, and they were helping me, and they were preaching the same wisdoms that I'm preaching to you guys today. And I remember just being like, wow, this place is definitely different. So then I just kind of went all in. I remember there were times where Craig would post like, hey, this is what I'm looking at for the day, and I would just take it so far. I would go on and I would chart everything, and I would like have a write-up for every single one, and then Craig would come back later and be like, what the hell is this? He's probably like, I don't even know if he remembers that stuff, but he was like, who the hell is this guy? Like, yeah, I got it, man. Like, don't need you to do that. So anyway, so I just dug in, man. I was up all night. I was studying. I was just, I put in the work. Like, I feel like I put myself through training school. Like, it did not just click. It did not just happen. Like, I buried myself in this. So how did I get good? I buried myself in the stock market. I lost, I won, I lost, I lost, I lost, I won, I lost, I won. I would just, any time that Craig posted a chart, or if there was like a video of something, I was constantly screenshotting, and I was mimicking. I was trying to recreate my charts. I was trying to figure out. I remember one time this guy, he was a day moderator. God, I can't remember his name. He was a cocky dude. Holy shit, he was cocky. Joe, maybe? Something like that. Anyway, we used to have a thing called the Holy Grail, and everybody had this Holy Grail that they would use, and one day he posted this is what happens when you use the Holy Grail. And I could tell it wasn't the Holy Grail that everyone else was preaching. I'm like, what the hell is that? So I was looking at his chart, and I was trying to find the line that he was using. And I wanted to be like, what the hell is going on, man? You didn't use the Holy Grail. And I remember finding it. He had put a line on his chart that would perfectly fit under the price action. So you can say, oh yeah, that's what I did. That's how I played that. It was something super random, like a 22 exponential moving average or something like something nobody would ever use. He put it on his chart like he did. I'll never forget that. But anyway, I dug in, man. I dug in hard. No, it wasn't Jeremy. It wasn't Jeremy. It was a guy in the day trade pit, and he was just a cocky dude. Can't remember his name. Craig or Vic would know, or Donis. They would know who I'm talking about. I think ultimately he was a pretty decent guy, but sometimes you gotta have a little bit of arrogance when you do this. Like, why not? Pat yourself on the back when you do a good job. That's why we have a Celebrate Success channel, and anytime somebody thanks, Carmine. Hard work. Copy that. Yeah. It was a very rambling answer just to say hard work. All right. Yeah, celebrate success, and when you get a good trade, freaking brag about it. Like, hell yeah, look at this trade. I think we all do that. I don't. All right. So I want to go over TIVA. What the hell did I do? What the hell did I do wrong here? First of all, I called it on a Wednesday. All right. look where it was trading on a Wednesday. So this blue line this blue line right here is the 50 SMA. All right. Yeah. All right, so that's the 50 SMA, and you can see this is trading under it. It hit a scanner. It hit a scanner I like. It wasn't the master, I don't think. So what did I think in my mind? I thought in my mind I liked the contract. It looked really good. I liked the upward momentum. Everything was lining up. I liked how it was over the 20. But I preached it last week on the live. I hate when things are trading right in between the 20 and the 50. So what made me think this would be different? I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna get a gap up on Teva, one of my white whales, my Moby Dick. It was a stupid call. It just, everything's easier to look at in hindsight, of course, but I know better than that. Listen to yourself. I was arrogant on this call because everything else lined up. But this one big thing right here, maybe it doesn't seem big, but I despise trades between the 20 and the 50, and I decided anyway, and you can see what happened. Sure, it had a good start. It looked good at first, but immediately rejected right back down to the 20. Almost lost it completely here, and now it's back up a little bit. So maybe if I would have called it for this week, it would have been fine. Maybe even a couple weeks out. Remains to be seen. I don't hate the setup. The setup is okay. We're over the middle rung. I'd like to see it get over the top rung on the CCI. We can look at where we're at for VPOC support. Closed over a nice little trunk there. I can see 1130. We're going to see, you can see, the average piling up right around here, and you can see clear resistance right there, and it just happens to be, there's a lot of resistance lining up, so I'm staying away from Teva. Why bank on a gap up? Why a gap up? Bad trade. I'm sorry for anyone who was in it and lost money. So I called BP a while ago. When the hell did I call BP? And it's still open. It's still open till Friday. It's hit profit a handful of times. I called BP on February 22nd. Right here. Right there. Now, why did I call it? I'm sure a lot of you can guess. The people who were on the last live. Look at that strong close over the VPOC. It's a little risky. There's a little bit of resistance right there. A little bit of resist right there. But I loved the big, strong move from the VPOC. And boom, boom. Even this little pullback here, like, you could still be in this trade and you'd be fine. I think peak profit on the BP contract was it like I think it was the 25. Yeah, happened on 3.5. But even if you were still in, like today, you probably got a little freaked out or whatever. But even if you were in on Friday, like, you're still looking at great profit. This thing is strong. That VPOC move. Might be topping a little bit. Needs to hold that middle rung on the CCI. It's very important for it to do that. We lose that middle rung, we should pull back to at least here. 561. I think, that even might be the middle rung right there. Especially now, expiration in like 3 days. If I was still in, I probably would have gotten out Friday. Especially if that looked like it was going down. MACD's curling down. RSI 1, 2, third rejection on the 70 line in the RSI. Yeah, further inspection. This might be done. What a weird day today, huh? We're on a little roller coaster. All right, we'll go to the other long one, MO. I mean, fantastic. What a great trade. Oops. I do still have a position in this. I believe today was the peak at $1.04. Alert was at 30. So it's a hell of a trade right there. Let's see, when did I call that? MO was on March 8th. So right there, that big candle. I loved the break of this here. Just a freaking strong move. Something told me that this was gonna just explode here. And then, like I said last week, I went to the weekly and I just saw. I liked what I saw. I do think on the video I might have predicted a slight pullback, which was very wrong. I hopped right over that. Yeah, we got a little bunched up here in December. Remember, each candle on this right now is a week. Each candle right here is a week. So that was a decent little, couple months of resistance there. So we might run into a little bit there. If it can burst through that, I mean, jeez. Let's check out a fib. 66. So the fib, I mean, that's a strong move. Like, what a beautiful move that is. Wow. Let's look at that same fib. All right, so we could see 52.64, but each candle's a week, so how long is that going to take? Since we are out to April 16th, I think there's a pretty solid chance that we see that. I think we're going to attempt that fib line right there. 61.8 is traditionally strong. Johnny, man, how often do you use an 88.6 on your fib? You have to add it in. That's obviously a long way from being in play here. But I love the 88.6. It's amazing how many times that one comes through, either as support or resistance. Everything else is a traditional level. 23.6, 38.2, 50, 61.8, 78.6, and 100. It's up here. MO, strong trades. Anyone still in MO? Man, people are dropping like flies tonight. Yikes. That was a trick that Ben taught me, as with many things. Also, get a good mentor. It's super important. I know it's easier said than done. All right, so what did I call GE? First of all, hit one of my favorite scanners, crossing over the middle rung there. MACD looks ready to curl up. RSI crossing over 50. Love that. Love the bottom study setups. Nice strong close over the 20. Curling back up. I said the contract was just very, very nice. Even relative to GE, great OI, great volume. 396K to Maserati. Carmine's still in. Nice. To 144 put. It's 3-1, basically. And just, big thing is to hit that scanner. And the probability of that scanner working is fantastic. So you got that really, really strong move. Earnings is far enough away to where it's not a problem. So tomorrow, if we're looking at the CAM levels, we're going to look for 1352. Break of that would be great. We're profitable. Break of 1318, and I'm probably selling my first little bit, selling my first quarter of my trade. If it breaks 1352, I'm going to watch closely to see if it can get up to R4 and hit 1370. If it cannot, then I will sell somewhere in this area here between R3 and R4. If we're just flat for the whole day, it's probably going to kill the premium a little bit, but GE, killing that premium if we're at like 16, 17, I don't mind taking. How much for those scanner settings? Oof. I don't know, man. I don't know. It'd be pretty pricey. Not only are they incredibly consistent, incredibly profitable, I don't know, they have sentimental value too. I'll tell you what, the right dollar amount could take sentimental value up. I don't know. I'd have to see something in front of me. Alright. So GE, I think we have a very high probability of success here. I have a very good track record with GE. I love when GE hits that scanner. See you later, Fogman. Thank you. I feel very confident about this GE play. This is the type of play that if it doesn't work, it's not, it's like, well, the setup was there. The market, I can't predict a bad market day. Let's rent it without giving up the settings big. That's a thought. That's a thought. So yeah, this is the type of play where if it even went south, I don't even feel bad. Like, this is just a very strong setup with a very strong contract. Everything looks good. We're over the 20, we're over the 50, we're over, whatever. It's just, IV's in a sweet spot. A 42 delta, so 50% move gets you 100%. Theta's never too bad on a GE contract. It's just a good trade. GE is dependable. If it goes down, it goes down. All right, what was the other one? I had never even MLCO. Sorry, I'd never even seen this stock hit my scanner before, ever. Ooh. 22.7. How much volume did it have today? That kind of looks like noise to me. Some big chunk. 1352, Carmine. On GE. Well, that's the big one for me. That's the big one for me. So I'm watching, 1341. 1347, 1352. Gotta break through those three rungs there. And then I'm looking for 1329, 1323, 1317 support. 1317 is the big one. So I'm looking at that. If it just floats in this range for the day, I'll ride it out and find an exit on my first quarter. But if we make a strong move to R3, we're going to be profitable. If we make a strong move down through S3, it's going to be a long day. So I think it's 1318. So we'd have to, on the daily, that looks like there. We'd have to fall below there. We could, but I'm feeling pretty good about it. All right, MLCO. It was a weird day for it, but I really liked this move here. After hours, I'm not going to concern myself that much with. I like the action holding the middle rung here, which is good because that was a pretty nasty pullback right here. But right to the 20, right off the middle, middle rung, across and back up, actually through the 60 on the RSI, so that's cool. And again, this is a scanner that I very, very much like. Yeah, I like that setup. The option volume and OI sticks out like a sore thumb in on the option chain, and 14K to 366 puts total, 52.7. We got $1 expected move. Our contract is the 22. It's well within the expected move. So I feel confident about that play as well. We'll see what I got to say on my next live. Maybe I'll see something in hindsight. And that's the other thing is, yeah, make a plan, but also go back and reevaluate all your trades, you know. And that's kind of what I want to do with, kind of like what I did with Tiva. Like if I get a bad one, I want to go over it. Let's see what I missed. What did I do? All right. So those are the alerts. Does anyone who's stuck around? I'm wondering if I rambled a little bit too much on this one. I apologize if I did. Anybody else got anything they want me to go over? A little bit over an hour now. If anybody's got anything else before I get off, I am more than willing to go over some stuff. Fibonacci. Alright, so let's throw a Fibonacci on. Let's throw a fib on MLCO. So what you want to do with a fib is on Thinkorswim, it's the little percentage sign. So if it, yeah, Fibonacci retracement. So this will give you the fib retracement, the levels. So what you want to do is so we're going from a year chart, each candle's a day. So you want to go, if the low is before the high, you want to go up, low to high. If your high is before the low, you want to go high to low. it definitely is a whole nother video, but I can touch on it a little bit. So I like to go right to the penny. So we got our low at 1081. I'm going to stretch it up to our high at 2365. And there's another thing I like about MLCO is it held the 23.6, which just of course happens to be the 20 SMA. So everything's lining up. Looks good. Look at this right here. It blows me away every single time. Isn't that working? Sorry about that. But this right here. How crazy is that? There's no way. Like, this high hadn't happened yet. The Fibonacci retracement, like you can't plan for that. And that is just it's right to the cent. It's 2 cents over, but Fibonacci retracement is scary how good it is. And it's the whole damn thing. Like, let's float on the 61.8 that hasn't even been created yet. How about this right here? Insanity. Look at that action off the VPOC. Man, just a gap up over the 50 and the VPOC. That's really cool action right there. Wish I would have caught it around that area. But then again, would I have traded it between the 20 and 50? Probably not. I probably would have waited for like right here. So like over 18. But even 18 to 24 would have good move. Jesus. Wish I would have caught it then. But anyway, you know, holding that. So basically, the Fibonacci levels, the retracement becomes support and resistance. Thank you, Carmine. You're the man. It's much appreciated. And it's just a great way to have a non-lagging indicator on your chart that can tell you so much. Like, Johnny uses Fibonacci retracement beautifully. If you want to know more about it, just look at what Johnny does in his channel. It's phenomenal fib work. Let's see here. Let's take a look at TIVA. That random old trend line. Whoops. Alright. So we're still between the 2050. It's just hovering between the 23.6 and 8.2. You can see it holds. These magical lines really hold up. Like this right here, anything over this way, these fib lines hold true. And you can see the 38.2 was support. Let's get a random one. Let's throw out a random ticker. Anything. Pick a ticker. Any ticker. Something that's not at an all-time high or a yearly high, preferably. Blink. Okay, that's a good. Jesus Christ, $1.25. Good Lord. All right, look at that. That's interesting. See this right here. I'll do Tilray next. This right here is interesting because I just made a big deal about not trading between the 20 and 50, and I still hold to that. But when you've got something like this, where there is a $6 gap between the 20 and 50, I can get down with trading that. Right now we are hanging on the 38.2. So 40, 34, 40, 30, 40, 25 maybe. I'd be watching that level like a hawk. Also watching this 20. Oh, okay. All right. Good job, man. That was Adam Wilson. Man UTD fan. Manchester United fan 7. I got there. Manchester United fan 7. Welcome, man. Glad you showed up. That's awesome. Look at that unbelievable close above that. So if that can hold as support and it can work its way back up to the 50, that's great. If you're bearish on it, and say you have puts, I mean, clearly the 38.2 and 39, the 20 SMA area, those are the ones I'd be watching. You look at the CCI, crossing up over the middle rung. That's a good sign right there. You can see what happened here. When it crossed back up over, that was a big move up to the high. And, it spent a lot of time. That was a big dip. Look at that beautiful right to the tick 61.8. 61.8 is no joke. That's a fib support or resistance. No joke. RSI getting back over 50. I'd like to see that creep up a little more. MACD turn green. It's good shit. I can see this popping up to the 50. I guess I can also see it losing fib support here, kind of hanging out and testing the 20 support. A little bit of no man's land, but that's a fun chart. That should be one to keep an eye on. Tilray, what a move today. That is pretty. Oh my. Whew. Damn. Okay, so right off that 61.8, that's good stuff. This thing's going to 35. I think this one's almost too easy to read. Like you get up over that friggin' top rung. I mean, we're breaking out. Look at that. Look at the last time I crossed up over the middle, the top rung. I mean, look at that. Look at that move. Jesus Christ, that's huge. MACD looks great. Wow, this thing is Jesus. Johnny, are you in Tilray? Because that is pretty, man. I don't always trust weed, but wow. That looks really good. 172 IV. So rough for options, man. But man, I wish I was in this. I'm going to throw that on my main watch. I'm going to make a new watch list for tomorrow anyway. All right. Sold the pop. Yeah. That makes sense. Looks nice though. Like I'm not even like thinking from like an option standpoint. Like an option could definitely be profitable. I'm not a big fan of how expensive. Yeah, like a longer call. Yeah. Yep. Whew, they're pricey though. God damn. I'm thinking shares for me personally. I mean, that thing just looks. God, remember when that was at 300? That is so crazy. Man, 3 years. Each candle's a week. Nice. Oof. And even the weekly looks nice. I like that CCI action a lot. MACD's fine. Ooh, oversold, huh? Maybe we do need a dip. I mean, it's got more. It can go more, though. I mean, obviously, it's proven it can go even as high as 80, 71. So let's say we're at 71 on 125. I mean, it ran for a month. Overextended. And the RSI. RSI isn't the end all be all, you know. It's proven that it can run. That's nice. I like it. I like it for a longer play. Now, if I'm looking at it tomorrow. I'm looking for breaks. 3087, 3127, and 3167 is the big one. That can give us our continuation on this nice move today. I would almost like to see a pullback to 29.25. That would be cool. Find entry in that area. That'd be nice. I'm gonna pick up a few shares. Both great choices. Those are fun charts. I like those a lot. It's only 3 left on, it looks like. Anybody got anything else? Gonna have to come up with some ideas to hold people's attention. All right. Well, if I don't see anything in any of the chats or anything like that, I do think I'm going to call it a night. Like I said, I am going to try to... Oh, that's right. I shipped your shirt today, Johnny. Late Tree Tony came and saw me, I think it was last week, Friday. He threw me your shirt. I put it in a box with some cards you got out of the free break. And it should, you might even have them tomorrow. Should have them tomorrow. They're cool. It's a cool shirt. So yeah, I'm going to try to do this every week. Late Tree's the man. He's like, he's legitimately just an awesome dude. I couldn't be more proud of Late Tree. Hasn't even been trading that long, and he slays. One last thing on position size and phasing out. Would you buy the high riskers further out, or do you see something specific for the same week? So the same week is because my scanners are built for same week options. Typically, I know that Tony will watch Late Tree, will watch my high riskers for a while because I'll see him mention. Plus, Tony and I work together. Late Tree and I work together, so we talk often about stocks and stuff like that. So I know that he's great at finding his own plays, but he will watch my high riskers going on forward. Like, let's take a look at DBX. Just a random example. It's great. Still got the continuation. That's great. So my scanners are built for same week. That's kind of why I go with them. And also the same week has a higher risk, right? So if it has a higher risk, it has a higher reward. They're like options for junkies, basically. is really what it is. Yeah, Johnny's right. If you wanted to buy, like if GE has a strong move tomorrow, and instead of buying the high risker, you wanted to buy the week out, yeah, pretty sure it would work. I don't think that you'll get like as strong as a profit move, but if you wanted to go with like say you wanted to go with the 14 for next week, that's a good play. MLCO, if you wanted to go out to April and get this 22 where the volume's sitting, I probably wouldn't recommend it with this one since it is a month away. But say instead of playing the TIVA last week, I think the TIVA was 1150, so say you would have bought the 1150. Yeah. TIVA's not a good example because it was a loss. Bullshit, stinking loss. So long story short, yes. I think that you could buy the next week out, a couple weeks out, on anything called on a high risker, and it can still work out for you pretty good. All right. I think I've put everybody to sleep tonight. So if that's it, I just want to say I appreciate everybody for joining on. I appreciate the donations. I appreciate you guys being a part of Off the Charts Trading. I appreciate everything. Appreciate everything about all you. Let's kill it tomorrow. You know, let's be smart. Let's minimize and maximize. Okay. All right. I know that I'm not around a lot in the pit during the day. I am busy, but I am able to watch my phone a lot. So tag me if you need anything. All right. Hope everybody has a great rest of your evening, and I will talk to most of you tomorrow. All right. Take it easy, everyone.